So around about 2 years ago, me and Fraser wanted to make a bike film.
I knew David Turner, who's Matty's dad. So we got chatting and suddenly he said, you know, do you want to take some photographs of him because he knew I was a photographer? And I said, I'll make a film with him. I've got a friend of mine who's got a film company, Firewood Films, called Ross Up, and pretty much the idea just rolled. We really weren't sure how good Matty was. He's pretty good. I'm not an expert on bikes or anything. And the next thing we know, we're thinking, taking a shoot.
Basically, I knew a place that I really like. It's a company called Air Salvage International. What they do is they dismantle old commercial jets. Luckily, one of the owners was into trial biking, so he was more than happy to help us out.
That was pretty big step for us to be able to have access to going on 747s. But then it gave us the confidence to start thinking, well, what else can we find?
The railway was so cool and letting us have access for the day.
We've got trains, we've got planes, and then you start thinking trains, planes, automobiles.
And that's when we got the scrapyard, and that was Swindon Metal Solutions.
So, you know, having got all these locations, we spoke to David, Matty's dad, and Matty himself. They know a guy called Jack Meek. We got him to be the creative side with Matty, and Jack was, I don't think we could have really made it anywhere near as good without him. I mean, Matty already had sponsors from Protect for his helmet and things, and he's got a couple of other sponsors as well, Inspired Bikes. They were all really helpful to us, and we also got some parts from Trials Addict.
What came next was shooting film. One of the things we wanted to do was create a camera array, and so we contacted a company called Drift Innovation. They loaned us a whole load of these cameras to create the shots that we wanted to do. We worked with a company called Out Filming. They came along and shot these fantastic aerial shots of Matty. The shoot itself was just absolutely fantastic. I mean, at the car scrapyard, we were dropping cars, and the crane driver there was just helping us picking up cars and just dropping them, and then Matty had to sort of weave in and out, and it was just fantastic fun. Fraser hired a train. We wanted the train fly towards Matty on the track. We attached cameras all over the train. The plane yard, for example, you know, we got to move tyres about, and these big heavy aircraft tyres, and we got to go on the planes. They said, oh, you can do anything you want. I mean, if you can climb up the top of the 747, you can do it. You know, it was absolutely fantastic. So basically, after the shoot, we had to put the film together. We really wanted to add a new dynamic to the film, which was planned throughout, and that was where the animation came in.
You know, this whole dreamlike state that Matty would have, you know, falling asleep at his desk at school, and it was just a great way of transforming from him drawing on the desk and then you being taken into a location where you see him riding around.
Jack Strood, who was the animator, has just done a fantastic job throughout the film.
We're always in touch with Alex Hudge from Dreambase Studios, really well-known sound designer. And so we approached Alex with this idea of just making the sound Foley. To put that into the film took some real time on Alex's part.
It sounds fantastic.
When we were at the post-production stage, but we needed to get the grading right, the colours in the film. So we contacted Whitney. She's taken footage from 4 different cameras. To get them all to look the same is not an easy thing. It just takes it to another level. We also needed to just tidy the edges up on a couple of frames with some foreign objects in them. So CGI guys, render media were great.
Basically, finally, we just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been involved in this film.
From what was 2 guys' random idea, and we found a genius rider. I just got to thank you all.